Alright, hey y'all, it's Pizza Hulk. I'm back here in the long dark this morning. And it is morning time here in Virginia. Not even 8 yet. But I've got a lot of stuff happening. My plans have changed for over the today and the weekend. And I wanted to sneak in an episode of The Long Dark here. We got 500 days and we're on day 40 something? Let's see. Let's look. 39. It's almost to day 40. Anyway, how are you guys doing? Hope you're having a good day. Or going to have a good day. Or getting some rest soon, I suppose. If you've been up all night or it's cracking dawn where you are. In the last episode, got a bear. Cleaned up some of it. Oh, I meant to drop some meat. Anyway, I'll eat it while I'm out here. I got some carcass harvesting. And put the bear skin down. I really only got one gut. I didn't even bring that, actually. I got the gut from a rabbit. Snagged a rabbit right there at the end. Well, I just cleaned up that rabbit, dropped the bear skin down, cleaned up my loot just a little bit. And gonna continue looting Milton today, seeing what I can add to the bag here. I did pretty well. I keep mentioning, that there's just so many rose hips, mushrooms, etc. here. Acorns. I don't know if that potato thing is here. Probably. But I think in the fridge I had like 360 rose hips gathered. And probably, I'll head back with a few more in my pocket today. Along with some more mushrooms, etc. And we're heading out here to the farm. We're gonna we're gonna rob it. Mama Murphy sent us on a mission to farm the waste. Sorry, I got a little fallout on the brain. I just thought it'd be funny. A couple more saplings. I got a couple curing up in the little office by the rope climb in. And, I was headed here basically because I was running low on matches. I was frustrated. I found the rifle in the lightweight rifle. Vaughn's rifle. Yeah. But couldn't get a hands on a moose. And there wasn't any moose sign in Mystery Lake, so I was like, well, alright. I'll pack up and head to Milton. See if I can find a moose here. And mainly I needed matches. And when I got to Trapper's cabin, oh, I forgot to look for the body. When I got to Trapper's cabin, there was a moose. I got him down in 3 shots, I think it was. And then this bear wandered in, exactly, no bear had been there, but, I shot something, needed to clean it up. This bear wanders in. That's the custom playthrough. The bear wasn't really going to be messing with me, right? Paradise Meadow is fun. Alright, no body. I guess I should have listened for the crows. I guess I should turn my headphones up. There we go. But I was like, whatever, I'll take a shot on him. Figuring I just wound him and send him on his way. Dropped him in 1. So if I can get my weight to an appropriate level. I now have 2 bear skins for a bearskin coat. Well, there's my other rope.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Grab these. I think I have all this stuff. The wires you can turn into fishing lures, so. And I'm not sure if the next Signal Void story tale or whatever is going to need any more of this stuff, so we'll keep a hold on it. A lot of times if you tear this cardboard up, there's some leather underneath it. I don't need any carrots. Well, I guess I could just eat them, huh? Come here. Nope. So I need a key to get inside. Usually you find it on a dead guy. It might be in a truck. This place features heavily in the story mode. Actually, it was a part of the story mode I thought was executed very well. Sometimes it can be in this thing. What do I got? It's the tractor. What's up, buns? I always like to point out the dangerous places. This place, well, there you go, can be pretty darn dangerous. Looks like he's gonna have himself a little rabbit for dinner. I'll probably scare him off, though. Oh well. Killed it and ran. Oh no, he went and chased it. Sorry, Bun. Oh, pry bar.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Get him! Eat that bunny. Alright. Hopefully it's on a dead guy or something back here. Maybe a shelf? I don't remember. Yeah, this one's got the key. It's interesting how many... There we go. I was going to just comment a little bit on the difference between Interloper and the different modes as far as loot is concerned. I think I'll work on that here in a minute. Let's get inside. Because I've actually been thinking about it a little bit. It's something I bring up, I don't know, often enough. I'll think about those. See how heavy I am. before I leave here, uh, but I've just been, well, basically, I've got a stalker run going on, right? And I don't normally play that way, or in that mode. Um, and I have it going on, concurrent with this one. And I've just been thinking, like, I've said this before, I've said it in multiple videos, but the difference in the leveling, the difficulty and stuff is just so strange to me in this game. Like, I love this game. I broadcast this game. I have made, I don't know, probably a couple hundred videos on this game. It is, without a doubt, one of my most favorite games I've ever played. It is, maybe I should keep that. Visually, just fantastic. There's some notes. Uh,
I can barely walk with this much gear.
and it's challenging, it's exciting, and particularly within the last year, them focusing on not just adding new maps and story, but new content. Really, just I love this game. But I think for me, in particular, here's another potato. Oh, it's the top of the sack. All right. Not only do I enjoy the survivor modes so much, but most of all, I enjoy the uh, customized mode and really being able to tailor my experience and make it immersive and enjoyable for me to play.
I'll
Right?
take it.
Will I though? Yeah. 102 pounds. I think I always like to leave myself, particularly if it's a place where I think I might end up back, a little water anyway. Again, pry bars are just about the most useless thing in this interloper loot table. I'll get back to my point here in a minute. Oh, there we go. I don't need all these sticks. Alright. Do I grab the boots or not? I don't know. There's probably not much more except for maybe a sapling or two, some mushrooms, rose hips, before I head back to town. So we'll grab them. But, oh, hold on one second. Nope. There we go. Alright, look at this gorgeous day. Let's get out of here. We'll leave the rope there. There's a place to attach it over here that leads down into, I don't know what it's called, the Mystery Basin or something like that. But I'm not going there. I hardly ever go there. We'll sort of come right over here, because that's how the game works. But okay, so let's talk about difficulty level, right? And I mentioned this before, and if you've heard me say it before, well, get ready to hear it again. So Pilgrim mode is pretty easy. I mean, as far as the wolves concerned, this is what you're gonna get. You know, and you're gonna. I absolutely recommend it, 100% for anyone wanting to play this game and try it out. I think of it as like a trial run, story mode, demo kind of thing. You can get hurt, you can die, you can certainly get lost at the early part and kill yourself. But it's not, it's your beginner mode, right? And then you've got your Voyager, which is basically the same exact mode. It's really not that difficulty-wise. You know, you're gonna see an uptick in the weather events. You're gonna have a few more things that can affect you, and you're gonna start playing with the wolves. So if you're really into, you know, I don't want to learn to play this without the wolves and the bears on, I'd say start in Voyager. But the reason I say start in Pilgrim mode, because all your progress start, you know, it will help you figure out where things are. And to me, there's the burdock. The most important thing in this game, I've said it 1,000 times, is learning the maps, right? Then you can do whatever you want. But Voyager mode, you're going to find, is not... In both Pilgrim mode and Voyager mode. Now, you could get a bad start. And the fact that, again, if you don't know where you're going or whatever, you might feel very desperate and like you're lost and you're not getting a lot of stuff. But you played it a few times, you know, you start to learn a little bit about what and where to find things. Or where and what to find. You'll kind of get an idea. Okay, well, I can probably find a jacket here. There's probably maybe some food here. Matches, different things. And I'm not knocking them like as game modes. I'm not. See, that's the thing I think about the Long Dark, where I think a lot of people kind of get confused and they're like, easy mode, hard mode. But I'm saying they don't really have a well-defined definition of any of those things. I don't think in this game. And I don't like hate that, but I just think it's something that people should think about. So, yeah. And the reason it's so much in my head, like I said, I've got the Stalker run going, along with this customized run, and customized with the Interloper baseline loot setting. And it's just so ridiculous how different. And you know, Stalker's supposed to be, you know, if we're going in order, right? You'd have easy mode is Pilgrim, medium mode is Voyager, hard mode is Stalker, and your really hard mode is Interloper, right? But I've said it before, it kind of goes easy mode, medium mode, insane mode. Because it's just so vastly different. And where I'm at, you know, again, I mentioned this in the last video, where I was at 30 days in this game, I was like twice as better off at like 15 days and the stalker mode. Blows my mind. I mean, I left Forsaken Airfield with a leather jacket, you know, some kind of ski jacket. I had two pairs, I think, of the combat pants. I was well kitted out from Forsaken Airfield. I think I left there like I'm pretty sure like a plus 40 degree warmth. You know, or probably around 20 degrees in windproofing. That was just in a couple days. By the time I got to Broken Railroad, I found a pistol, a bow, and a rifle. Killed a moose. Was on my way. Went to Mystery Lake. By the time I finished Mystery Lake, I had you know, deerskin pants and a pair of the improvised boots, Mackinac, an expedition coat, you know, red underwear, 2 pairs of the good socks. You know what I mean? It's not... I'm not saying Stalker mode is easy, and there's a lot about this game, settings-wise, that I just really don't understand. Well, I do get it. It just makes things harder. And that's what it's supposed to do. But I was watching... Zach Nafane had one out where he's playing a Stalker mode. This is a guy that usually plays, you know, Interloper, and not just Interloper, but how can I make Interloper, you know, ridiculously, torturously hard. Wait, I want to go left, don't I? Yeah. Well, we'll skip that. We'll just skip it for role-playing purposes. Why not? Those rose hips and mushrooms will be there. Now again, you can get a crappy start in Stalker mode, you can get a crappy start in Pilgrim mode, Voyager mode, you know, not just where you start, but it could just be that where you're at, you know, you didn't get good RNG, didn't find anything. You know, sometimes these towns have tons of places you can loot, sometimes all the buildings are burned up and busted. Sometimes, even when you have a ton of buildings you can loot, there's not a lot of stuff in the drawers, and again, it doesn't really matter what mode, what difficulty. But generally speaking, the loot below Interloper is, compared to Interloper, is astoundingly just so much better. And you know, in Stalker mode, you're going to be getting chewed on a lot. So having some thick-skinned clothing on, and that will help you. But there's something to be said about running around with 2 expedition coats, 2 pairs of snow pants, or you know, an expedition coat, an urban parka, a pair of snow pair of combat pants, 2 red socks, 2 red drawers, an aviator's cap, etc. You're running around with 52 degrees of warmth and you're way lighter than you're ever going to be an interloper. And if you're good, then you know where the wolves are and you know how to scare them off with a stick and a rock. Or you're there to stalk. You're just shooting everything. So I think it's weird that there's not sort of another mode. I know they're like, well, there's 4 already, pizza. Yeah. But I don't really think there is a hard mode. And then there's things like, again, the settings at times sort of boggle my mind. Again, I feel like they're just... Wait, I'm in the right one yet. There's settings that make the game tougher. Oh wait, let me grab these. Alright, we got 2 stomp removers, that's plenty. I think I have all those. Put some stuff down. There we go. Get these things curing. I'm gonna get all the teas together and acorns, etc., and have a big cookout, as it were. I don't think I grabbed any. Oh yeah, no, I gotta get rid of some of this stuff here. Carrots. Oats. Taters. Oh, there we go. And then I'll probably just throw a bunch of stuff in a pile on the floor. What time is it? Yeah, I can probably go hit a couple things. Stick it up there because I can, I guess. Probably don't need the hatchet right now. Okay. That one's a bit too important to leave on the floor. For what I'm about to do, 56 pounds, that's probably enough. I'm not going to get too much done. I don't want to waste a bunch of fuel or a match. Digging through these houses, I'll just look through them in the morning when the sun's up. I turned the brightness up a little bit, so hopefully that's going to help. Oh yeah, good day to be indoors looting. But yeah, I was just struck at how different, like I said, you know, how much more is truly available in stalker mode, especially when you add in the guns, the tools, you know. Again, I rolled in. I had hammer, hacksaw, hatchet, knife, and I'm probably approaching. I think in that one, just made the moose hide bag, so I got the moose on day 15. It's in, I'm a month in, 30 some odd days in. And interestingly enough, I'm in Milton. Uh, but I'm in Milton with a moose hide bag, an expedition coat, Vaughn's rifle. I found the hunter's pistol, I think it is, in one of the bunkers. The bunker in Muskeg was stacked full of stuff. And I guess what I'm saying is that, like, I feel like with the difficulties of the weather, the wolves, bears, and moose and oh my, and the quick degradation of your loot, and the need to repair and all that stuff as much or more, it still doesn't quite offset the quality of the loot and what it really can do for you. Throw in what you can do from the game as well. You've got your bearskin coat, but you also have an expedition coat underneath. That can save you a good bit of weight. You got your deerskin pants on top, but you got a pair of snow pants that only weigh 2.2 pounds underneath. And I always say this, and I think about it. I never really do it, but in soccer mode, you could also have several sets of clothing for exploring different situations. You could have a lightweight, but extremely warm and waterproof, or decently waterproof, right? If you know you're probably not going to have too many issues with wolves, or you've got that kind of thing handled, or you're just going looting and you're going to risk it, Let's keep peeking.
Looks like this has been here a while.
Which is certainly not something you can do on Interloper. Again, this isn't true on Interloper, this is customized, which is my point, I guess I'm kind of getting to. And that really is that, out of story mode, out of survival mode, I like survival mode better. In the different ways to play survival mode, I prefer playing it customized.
I think I can use this.
It's way more realistic to me, more immersive, and it's my game. And as I like to point out, I earned my badges. Play how you want. But it gives you the ability to make anything more difficult, easier, realistic, however you want to approach it. And to me, that's the strongest selling point, along with the way it looks, along with the way
Nobody needs this anymore.
feels for the most part and operates. It's part of what makes this a great game. Cleaned it up. Probably at the post office and maybe a house as well. Oh, sometimes I hide chips in the, or crackers in the trash pans. Alright, out the door. So yeah, I think it kind of goes from medium mode to insane mode. You know, in Stalker, I've got a table with, and again, I'm like 30 some odd days in, 2 hacksaws, a hammer. I found 2 hammers actually. I just left one. Didn't even need it. You know, I found like 5 toolboxes, 2 red ones. Along when you add in all the clothing and all this stuff and everything together, it's just insane the difference. I still need, yeah, I did need one more fuse, and I think anyway. There we go. Got all the fuses, and I need one more piece of scrap metal. It'd be nice if we could just find one on the ground. Yep. But that may not work out. Nope. Now this place is always great. The post office here. There's not a lot of loot in any situation. You know, sometimes there's dead people in a backpack. That would probably be here in Stalker and below, right? But it is a good chance to spawn a book. And it used to be a great place to find the sewing book. It was a lot of times it was on this chair in this area. But I have found
handy.
other books in here since they changed the loot tables, so I don't hate that. I could actually use the rifle book right now. And that's another thing, like they turned the books way, way up since they changed the loot tables. In this run and my Stalker run, like I said, this is a customized run, but the loot table's for interlopers, so and it's proving to be very interloper-y. Not a ton of stuff. Yeah, yeah. But books have been pretty much everywhere. Nothing, nothing. I think there was one little house over here. Well, there's some metal shelves I can break down if I need to. I've also found a lantern. I might just break it down. But I was hoping in one of these little places that are under construction, sometimes you can find a random piece of scrap metal. See what time it is. Yeah, it's too late in the day. I mean, after I loot the town, other than turning the signal on and heading to Hush River, I don't have too much to do. Assess what's going with me and what's staying here. Would have been nice to get the moose. See, that's the difference again between the Stalker run. I'm here with a moose-eyed bag in the Stalker run. I got 77 pounds to think about. What's my cooking skill like? Oh yeah. Well, maybe I'll make some pies before I leave. You gotta check these fridges now, because it used to be 2 bottles that you couldn't look in. I mean, there might be something hidden inside, but now you actually have to open these and search. So, oh, that's gonna come in handy. But yeah, I love the customization on this game because there's, again, there's settings. I think, I feel like in certain games there's Well, in all games, there's always going to be something kind of goofy where you're like, okay. But where, like, all right, you're getting hungry, you're getting thirsty. Now, the level and the rate at which you get hungry and thirsty and the way you burn calories in this game is completely silly and unrealistic. Right? Just, I mean, even in pilgrim mode, right, you need to eat like 8 pounds of venison a day, right? If you're out moving around. I mean, can you imagine a human being like you know, bodybuilders don't eat 8 pounds of venison a day. Olympians don't eat 8 pounds of venison a day. And don't forget the, you know, however many gallons of water you gotta chug. But you can adjust that, and I do, you know. Same thing with the fatigue train. It's ridiculous. It doesn't. Make a ton of sense, and I've never really understood why your interloper setting, I think, is the best fatigue drain in the game. I mean, it makes sense once you start playing it. It's so freaking hard. But you see what I'm saying? Like, you would think the Pilgrim would have like the lowest fatigue drain, but I don't think it does. I think it's actually interloper. So there's that. uh, and then there's the one I never remember what it's called because I never use it. I call it stir crazy, but if you spend too much time indoors, staying indoors, sleeping indoors, right? What is it, like 3 or some odd days? Like, you have, the only, you can't sleep inside anymore. And you have to find a place to sleep outdoors. What, what even is that? That's what I'm saying. It makes the game more difficult and it makes the game harder, adds a level of difficulty. I get that. But to me, I mean, first of all, people who live in these climates, in these regions of the earth, are more than used to getting stuck inside for several days. Sometimes they can get stuck for, you know, weeks. And even then, and in this game as well, I'd like to point out, you're not indoors every day. You're still gonna run out and check snares, do some fishing.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
You know, maybe your cooking setup is outside. But in this game, and this is what kills me, there's always, and there should be in my mind, you know, think about it. You've just walked, you did 2 rope climbs, walked however many kilometers, miles, whatever you use to get here. And you found a whole little town you can just go through. There's food, there's clothes, there's, you know, yeah, you found a can opener. Holy cow. And you can't spend 3 days repairing your clothing, sewing up some sweaters you found. They're ripping up some shoes for leather. You know what I'm saying? Like, reading a couple books, especially now when they give you 70 books. Or, you know, you're making a moose hide bag, you're making deerskin pants. You need some arrows. If you read these 2 sewing books, your mending will go up. You got a fire skill book that's going to help you out.
Okay.
It's invisible. Ooh, do I take the invisible banged up condensed milk? You know I do. Wow. Well, food-wise, I really scored. I know I said I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to do this anyway. Nothing on the ground. Nope. So that's one I don't ever include on any of my runs. Now, there is one I wish I should include, I guess, honestly. But it's kind of, again, it's kind of goofy. The ankle breaking, the sprains, right? Obviously, running around and doing all this stuff. And particularly in this situation, right? We're living in a world where we're running out of meds and what have you. Sprain, you know, our legs are how. Oh, potato. A bit of salt. You know, of our main mode of transportation. That's how you're running away from moose and bears. Although, again, that's kind of silly, right? But I get it. I just don't think it's executed very well. It's not too hard to avoid. Most times you can just duck down. And you're... Oh! You got an aurora. Interesting. Well, the funny thing is, there's going to be another one tomorrow night. Because I'm going to make one happen. Just do a quick look. These houses don't generally have much, again, in any situation. Not that you can't find stuff around the houses, but mostly you're centered on the kitchen. I mostly want the toilet water right now. Laying around loose.
Probably useful.
Wonder why I can't see the stuff. Oh, whoops. There we go. Wasn't quite where I thought it was. So I still think there's like 2 more houses. I'm definitely not going to look at those in the dark. But I got a nice little pile of steaks out of that. And we got the Aurora. So if it ends up being really nice Aurora, I can see inside a little bit. Maybe turn the radio on, catch some tunes. Yeah, so the one little house here. Oh no, it is 2. 2 little houses here, and then there's probably 1 down the road. Now, another thing that I find completely ridiculous, and this is sort of a main setting. I mean, like if you want to turn parasites off, or you want to turn, you know, dysentery or whatever. I don't think those are very, you know. Oh, hey, let me turn this meat house on. Am I cooking tonight? No. You know, major things to turn on and off. But the loot degradation is just ridiculous. This is what I was thinking about. So the thing with the stalker mode and the difference between the way I play in custom mode is custom mode always turns the loot degradation down, all the way down. Because there's nothing else that makes sense. Not realistic. Not to me. There's a whetstone on the ground. Hello. What am I eating? Okay. Yeah, their menus lack a little bit of... as well. Get back in here. But it's go, 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 go. Same thing in Interlope, right? If you're spending 3 to 5 days somewhere, you better be doing something seriously important, and you need to get on the go as soon as you can. Particularly early game, right? And I mean, it's a different way to play, obviously, right? You play this game enough, you're going to get bored, you're going to get things figured out in a way that it's just not as exciting. So adding different things in to make things challenging, again, I'm not knocking that. So if that's what you're thinking, no. But what I am saying is that your clothes that, you know, you're wearing wouldn't get beat up that fast. The clothes that are sitting around on your floors and your dresser and your base, if you've got one. There it is. You know, aren't just going bad. I think I double clicked. Yeah. And food doesn't go bad that fast. I love the fact that a can of peaches at 50% could kill you. What? This 38% candy bar could give me food poisoning. Huh. It might not be great. It's stale. But this could murder you. You know, I don't know. So again, I like to change the settings in a way that I think is more realistic. And I think that's what, again, I'm just wanting to point out something I think is great about the game. Okay, I think what I should do is eat one of these crappy candy bars. A swig of water. And we'll start dropping water bottles on the ground here. Water was a little bit of concern. So just robbed all the toilets in town, basically. Should be good. Again, I've got that. Ooh, I guess I could do that too. Now let's get rid of the books first. Books weigh £1.10. Normally, the way it used to work, you'd find like one or two, maybe three, you know, and sometimes on a map. But other times, you know, there'd be a few places where you could find more. But this is just insane. I mean, so my point is I used to like try to read the books before I left the region. All the books that I had found there. I don't know how that's going to work for me. Alright, that's good. So, carcass harvesting is almost completely up to 5. Cooking's getting there. Fire starting's over 4. Ice fishing, we've done a little bit. Or I guess I read the book. I don't remember if I caught fish or here or not. Rifles heading up to 4. Let's see, we got accuracy range increased by 20%. That's good. We get a little better shots further away. Critical hit chance 15 and 3 condition per repair. Done nothing with the bow yet. Mending, I definitely want to get up to level 2 here if I can. And then this stuff. We haven't done anything with really. Alright. What other books do I have? That's 25 hours, 10 hours, 5 hours. This will probably help me out the most, though. Got a few of those from my pocket here. I don't think I looted everything in here either. I guess I stuck some stuff on the table. Alright. So tomorrow, I don't really need to get up early, you know? My plans are going to be for tomorrow evening. 10-hour book and a 25-hour book. So this is what I'm talking about. Doing stuff like this, most people, if you watch interloper runs, they'll collect certain books, and they'll usually have, you know, sometimes they'll have one in their pocket for when they're traveling, maybe just to kill an hour or something. But they're not particularly useful. Until later game, when their skills are already pretty jacked, when they have a little time, they actually have some time, because they basically explored the whole world, you know. And now they're on the real surviving part, the fun part that I think. And so again, for me, in that immersiveness, you know, I feel like I would show up if I came here. I would spend a week or two here. If I had a chance to read a few books, cook some nice meals, get my clothing straight, and do a bunch of, you know, mundane chores or just, God, look at this house. This is quite a bit more room and a bit nicer than my spot in Mystery Lake. So, not taking advantage of that is kind of crazy. I'm going to put these back for a minute. You don't go in there. Do have a little extra fuel in that I can use. Toss this whetstone in here. And I'm going to loot the rest of these house. Ooh. I'm going to turn around and come back inside. It'll do two things for me, though. Like, give me a save. And a lot of times before I leave on an adventure, I think, you know, not a lot of time. Actually, I said that and I was like, Sean, you're lying. Oh, there's me. That's who I am. Pizza, you're lying. But I'm like, you got to go through the door and get that save before you actually go out and do stuff. And so I want to say, what, 50% of the time? That's probably better. It's like Skyrim. I always forget to save. Yeah, I don't like walking around without that. Hacksaw. There it is. Out the door. Because if I can't find a piece of scrap laying around, I got to cut something up. Usually takes about an hour and a half. Some take longer. These shells look pretty big. The ones I've seen so far. But yeah, there's other little things. I could scrap that lamp. I think. But hopefully I can get all this stuff up the hill and turn the signal on. And then hit Hush River tonight. Get back, see what life's looking like in the morning. I don't know. See, again, I have the ability to stay another day because the loot isn't like just going to shit constantly. But the you don't really have that opportunity in really any other level. Like, I mean, Pilgrim mode kind of. So again, these are my opinions. I'm just pointing out the things that I find less immersive.
This'll come in handy.
Oh, yes it will. But also to point out that, you can change that. You can do whatever you want. The oil, yeah. That's the way games, that allow you to make these kind of changes, to add customization, to make your own. I'm good on water right now. Yeah, turn their game into your game. I love. That's why I do the Fallout videos with all the modding. That's why I like Conan Exiles, because you can kind of play the game, or you could go in admin mode and just build like the craziest stuff. And Minecraft, you know, all those kind of games where you can just sort of turn it into, I mean, something different if you want. So I'd say there's no really right way to play this game. Again, if I had one thing to say out of all that, I wish there was sort of another mode in between Stalker and whatever. But with their customization, you can create that. So, or at least to some degree. There ain't nothing in here. Run down the road, see if there's anything there, and then... Oh, I should have seen if there was a bucket. Was there a bucket? There's a bucket I can just pop in, and I might have to look back in this door too. Alright. This house... Right, it was this house? Yeah, this one. Yeah. I'll check my snare. Look back here too. So, yeah, sometimes there's some pieces of wood. I think you can find a piece of charcoal down this burned up school, church, both. Old schoolhouse. I know you want to pick up those glasses to get the extra perception, but you can't. Looks like a little bit of firewood. Yoink, yoink. No scrap, not at all. I think, yeah, all the little houses are boarded up. Well, there's one. There's this one, and there's another house on the hill. I think the house on the hill is also one of the ones that is under construction, maybe. And might have a piece of scrap metal in it. So with Milton being so close to Mystery Lake, where I'm main basing it, then leaving a bunch of stuff here to come back to is not a big deal. That's one of the places where I really like to moose hunt. But the moose isn't where I like to do the moose hunting. There's some flour. Okay, so I can make a few pies. I know it's ridiculous, but I'll grab that. Ooh, there we go.
I'll take it.
Every time I find one of those, I breathe just a little easier. Alright, so that should put me over 40 matches, which is plenty to go exploring with now. I can go exploring, I can spend a couple days somewhere, because again, I don't
think I can use this.
have to worry about those parasites turning to dust in the next month. Let's get the water again. Not too bad. Well, I mean, with the matches, never mind. It was excellent. Yeah, I don't have to, when I was back in Mystery Lake, running back and forth, doing this, you know, I was like, getting a little sketchy on your matches there, Pizza. Yes, no. So the Aurora tonight will be awesome for a lot of reasons. Reason number one, it
I'm not
will
sure I can carry
occur,
much more.
so I can count on it. Two, it won't be, it's all night, so pretty much from sunset, usually around sunset, to sunrise, it's going to be an Aurora, so I have plenty of time to do what I need to do. And when there's an Aurora, there's no snow. Ooh, I can't wait to get that pistol going. Anyway, there'll be no snow. I want to worry about getting, soaking wet, my clothes getting frozen. Speaking of which, I should probably put those on for a minute. There we go. Yeah, wind. Wind will be probably the biggest issue. If it's really windy, it's kind of annoying. Cold, my warmth is great, so might be a little chilly. I've got coffee. I found coffee, and definitely got teas. If I need them. Get in here, check this last little spot. Hoping for a piece of scrap metal. If not, I'll just take down one of these shelves. Or maybe the bucket. Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
Probably useful.
Again, could be something in these crates. That's what I want. Nice. Yeah, I didn't want to take an hour and a half to break down a shelf if I didn't have to. Weather could change. It could be a blizzard. I could be stuck in this little house for a while. And it wouldn't be too bad. I'd just rather be stuck back at... what's her name's? Mama Murphy. uh, Grandmama's house. If I'm going to be stuck anywhere, so. Let's take the stairs instead of throwing myself off the edge here. Oh yeah, one more thing, and I just think it's funny. I've wondered aloud, who decided no jumping? I think it's interesting. It's different. I definitely... Will you stop following me? Uh-huh. Alright, how's my weight? Not good. Alright, I'm gonna go home. Home. Go home and toss the stuff down, and even though this weather is complete garbage, I want to go install all this stuff so I can get the Aurora tonight. I mean, even if there's a blizzard when I come out here, I might risk the damage to the clothing and stuff just to get it up there and get it going. I do think it's interesting, though. I mean, you do have one way. One interesting way. This is that you can change the weather. I think it's interesting. I mean, technically, let's say you were trapped at some place, you know, where one of these little signal things are around, Pleasant Valley, and comes to mind, and then just stick it in here for now. Is that another cooking pot? Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at this. Definitely gotta do some cooking before I leave. Oh. So we're up to 400 rose hips. Love it. Yoink. Yoink. Usually try to use up the worst coffee, but I kind of got 3 of these left, so we'll toss that in there. Oh, the flour. That doesn't seem right. And we'll grab a bag of beef jerky. I don't know if I'll end up needing a book. In fact, I'm pretty sure I won't. I'll just leave it here. Well, actually, though, depends on how things go. Alright, that doesn't go in there. Nothing from here. Might use that book. Almost 50 matches. Great. Alright, let's drop the heavy fire log. Won't need it. And I think I'll leave the reclaimed wood. But I'm going to hold on to that piece of cedar for now. Go do that. Yeah. So I've got to carry this 33-pound battery up the hill. As you can imagine, that's it's yeah, kind of ridiculous. So, but if you do know, batteries for cars are extremely heavy, so they don't really do well in the saplings, did I? Although I am going to a place where there might be some, I suppose. All right. True assessment here. Don't need those socks. 62 pounds. So I'm going to be right around 100 pounds with that. battery. Oh boy. So again, the smart move would be to turn around, walk right through the store, and get the save, right? I'm not doing that. Let's go. In fact, you know, I'm going to do something even crazier. I'm not going to pry bar something. Ooh. Yeah, right. I feel a little better though. I mean, it's still snowing pretty hard, but not as bad as I thought it might be.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Alright, that's, you know, it's not great, but I've done it more slowly. Make sure. Okay. So once again, to the miracle of video game physics, my crampons are going to keep my improvised insulation dry, or moose hide bag, or whatever's in that other slot. So this kind of snow, these fat flakes that just kind of drop down on you like this, I'm getting soaking wet. So now I was chatting with somebody in an episode not too long ago, 2 back, and they were still having trouble with their clothes drying by a fire. So I guess that's still a thing. I thought I had the issue too, but I wasn't sure. But I guess you just take your clothes off and then put them back on. That's what worked for me. Yeah, lady. Oh yeah. This is one of the tougher ones. Yeah. There we go. So it looks like the snow might be tapering off a little bit, or at least the wind's picking up. When it's windy and snowy, you're not quite getting as soaking wet. Got these guys. Start with that. Look at the metal tubing I was able to craft with just my bare hands and some scrap metal. That itself is metal. Astrid, you're so metal. And this, come on, really? I'm picking on the game today, huh? Wires. And this, folks, after I put the battery in, will be the first signal tower turned on. Second. Yeah. The first one that's going to take me to a bunker. Yoink that on. Boom. Good to go. So normally what I would do, and I don't know, the weather's not great, but I could get closer at least. Is head up to the cave to Hush River Valley. You know, make a little fire maybe or something. Read a book. Yeah. But what I really want to do is I want to be in that cave at when the sun goes down, so I can be close to Hush River and just go get my treasure, and get my story, Signal Void story mode moving here. What? Yeah. Where did I put that stuff? Did I leave it in the front yard? I think I left it in the front yard, right? Yeah, I did. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my junk. There we go. And head that way. Hopefully I can get there. It's just, you know, it's gonna stay like this. But not go full blizzard on me. Haven't had too much luck with the bunkers. The one here, Mystery Lake, and did I check Muskeg? Yeah, I did. No success. Which means I probably won't even... I probably won't even attempt another bunker until Pleasant Valley. I see you up there. He's having a luck right in front of me. But yeah, I can't imagine. I don't think I really need to or want to go to anywhere else next. I don't remember if I peeked behind the church. He's busy. I'll look on the way back. Yeah. I don't think I ran around the backside of this way. I don't remember there being if there's any saplings back here or not. I want to just keep an eye out for a few more. It is custom Loper, how do you like to play with the guns on? And since I'm going for 500 days, absolutely going to try to get to, well, not try to, I'm going to go to Bleak Inlet and do some smithing. Make some new bullets. Make them last as long as possible, but got to get the bow and the arrows going too so I can get the archery score up. Because even in with, you know, well, first of all, we have, again, the interloper baseline loot table, so I'm only going to find but so much flour, oil. It's only going to last but so long. Same goes for, you know, chips and crap like that. So at some point, hunting is really going to be the only way. hunting and fishing, even the amount of harvestables will like slowly dry out. So getting that bow is always integral. If you can find a rifle or a pistol, obviously early on, mostly a rifle is more useful, but it'll certainly alleviate the crunch, the time crunch. But yeah, again, I feel good because you know when I get this done, I can be basically. I mean, there's a moose probably down in the basin if I really want to come back and deal with it at some point. But there's also a moose in Broken Railroad and I think in Forlorn Muskeg. So, oh, there's some coal right there. I doubt it'll be in front of me when I walk inside. It doesn't usually work that way. Yeah. So crack the flare, and I'll collect some coal while I'm in here. That way I can either get a few torches to string along for tonight. I really just need to see this. I'll probably just use oil lamp in the bunker and on the way there, and then have a few torches to walk through the cave when I get back. There's no rope climb or anything like that. And we'll use the walkie-talkie. I know exactly where to go now, so it's not like it moves or changes locations or anything. But I'll show you how the walkie-talkie works anyway. But yeah, get back to Mystery Lake. And crafting, hunting, fishing, book reading. Oh, this is it. All right. Yeah. Where do I usually chill? Right here. Maybe up here. Yeah. Use the book. Work on my skills a little bit. Build up my little, you know, stash in Mystery Lake. Kind of figure out where I want to go. Well, I know where I'm going to go, but yeah. Actually, here's what I'll do. I'll make a little water. I don't anticipate finding very much loot. So, I don't really think I need to lose too much weight on anything. gonna grab. Let's throw another log on the fire there. Go for 2 hours. You can hear the storm stopped. And usually, I don't think it's started yet. Usually the front of the cave turns green. It might just be starting. Normally this is a pretty windy walk. So I wouldn't mind conserving a little bit of oil, though. Yeah, whatever. All right, I'm gonna peek out and see if maybe it's just starting. And again, I don't even really need. I don't really need it. Also, I just remembered you can't have the walkie-talkie and a torch in your hand at the same time. Whatever. Alright, I'm gonna start walking to where I need to go. So basically, you pull out the walkie-talkie and it starts beeping. And somehow your walkie-talkie will hone in on the signal. Right? And so if I held it over here, it'll be like, and then you follow the meep meeps. Apparently, it's not saying it's really an aurora. Seems like an aurora to me. But I think I'll play with the torches anyway. Well, basically just take that left and then come as far left as you can over to this stone wall here. And I'm going to hug it pretty much most of the way. Entered into a new map. I think I actually need to go over this. Right? I plan to hit every map, even Blackrock. You know, I feel like I pick on Muskeg and Pleasant Valley. I gotta read these stupid books. This torch is basically useless. I forgot. Well, I can use it to loot. So here's an ankle breaker, right? You just duck down, and you kind of stick to the sides here, and you get a little hop. You'll be fine. Alright, so since that's basically going to end up being useless, it's still not tracking. I think the Auroras have a little issue. Wait. That's it, isn't it? I'm so confused. I mean, I don't really understand. I'm here, there is no signal, there's an Aurora. Unless I'm confused, and I don't think I am. This is crazy. Wait. It's still right here. I guess this has to be on and work now? It didn't used to be. Well, now I can uncover it. I guess I didn't want people opening it without the walkie-talkie. I mean, I have the mission and the walkie-talkie. I don't see how much a difference that made. Is it something? It's a piece of tile. Who knows? I'd like an aviator's cap. More fuses. I thought about, again, using a torch in here. I'm trying to string the torch, but you gotta stop and read all this stuff.
Session 14, Project Medical Officer interviewing Patient 7. Return to the first instance. What did you see?
I don't know.
Was at the beach. Just pictures in my head, feelings. One of those beaches. I remember I was alone. I didn't. What do you?
Focus.
They lost me.
I mean, it's a survival game, okay? 10 minutes to read that thing is too long. here for the loot. What little loot there is. I want it. And there's another book down here.
The island hasn't been making our lives any easier. Hauling loads from the coast to the inland bases has been slow and costly. And people are starting to notice our operation around the airfield and mine. It's getting harder to stay under the radar. But the character of the locals, both here and far inland, seems in our favor. There aren't any helping hands. Outsiders get ignored and then forgotten. And we play the part.
Yeah, I thought I'd leave that one on so you could see the incredible stuff that you missed from the other one. All right. There you go. Trip was worth it. I can tear up these curtains. I don't really think there's a... I mean, you can see behind them. There's nothing back there. And I found stuff actually up there on the beds, but you could see it. So don't fret about having to tear that all up. Get our obligatory can of corn and possibly a canned ham. That would be cool. It's one of the other unique items you can find in these bunkers. It's kind of goofy, but whatever. I know there are plenty of folks who have them displayed with honor somewhere in their build. All right. I'll cut this on just to make sure. And I don't know if the revolver can pop into these places. So I keep looking, just in case. Oh, boy, not, you know. Not bad. The matches, again, whole reason I came to, well, I mean, not the whole, the main reason I came to Mountain Town was the matches. And so, yeah, over 50 matches now. Gorgeous night in Hushed River. Alright, can't go back exactly the way I came. Can't go back exactly the way I came. There we go. Because I jumped down that little ridge line. So we got to cross this little pond here. I always try to look for snow on the ice. But we still want to head back to the right here this way. We just can't go... We basically went around a waterfall. I think there's... I don't know, maybe a log I can cross or something. There we go. And this just wraps us right back around to that trail. And if you're really nervous about getting lost, just head up all the way back to the stone face that we came here with, that was on our left. Well, now we'll just keep it to our right. Look at that. Unbelievable, isn't it? Look how bright that is. gorgeous. Little screenshot and I'm on my way. So I'm going to head over here to the right. Now, I could pull out this thing again. Here. And if I turn it on, you'll see the little light on the left. And a little beep. And that's just telling me where another... Oh, there's a sapling over on that other side. I can see it from here. It's just telling me that there's another little stash. This time, it's not a bunker. It's just a little cap, like a time capsule looking thing. And it can have some stuff in it. But again, on the interloper, I'm not really... I don't think it's worth it. There's not going to be any MREs. There's not going to be any... anything of real value. Even the ones that you can find in the lower levels that might have like 4 or 5 flares in them, you know, you might get 1 flare. Little Torch, this is your new home. You live in Hush River Valley. Look, it's beautiful. It's also a very hard life you're in for, bud. This one, they sort of trick you with the name, you know. Forsaken Airfield. Yeah, it's bad. What is it? Forlorn Muscade. Yeah, not great. Desolation Point. Right? But then they're like Pleasant Valley. And Hushed River. You're like, oh, these sound nice. Anyway, if I wanted to chase down that cache, it's that way. I'm going home. Going home, back to Mama Murphy's house. She wants some jet. I had to sell my legendary pipe pistol to get her some jet, but you know. Goodbye, Hush River. So if you ever wanted how to get to Hush River in a fairly easy manner, there you go. So, yeah. You kind of got to play that game, you know. Match your oil. I'm feeling pretty good at getting my little stack of matches here. I'm gonna need them before I leave. Use a couple anyway. Now, I don't think I missed this coal. That's why these caves are always wild. I always like walking, you know, you walk through one, come out the other side, you do something, you come back, and you're like, did I really not see this coal sitting here? I think sometimes it just didn't spawn in the first time. You see what I'm saying? Really? Alright, so I don't know if you noticed, but we didn't bump into any wolves or any bears or anything out there. I don't think I've ever, at least on the Hush River side of things, running at least just to that bunker. I don't remember ever running into any bad guys. It could be luck, but remember, you might want to spend the night in the cave and leave in the morning because Aurora wolves. And since Mountain Town is just covered with wolves, if they're not on passive, then it's probably going to be extremely problematic. Or you might look out and not see any. There's the moon. Or maybe you played a few times and you know where the wolves are and you can just work your way around them. You sneaky dog. My wolves are passive, I'm going home. Going home, and then when I get home, we'll see. But definitely I'll probably do what I've been saying I'm gonna do, and make a bunch of teas. Sit around in the dark, make teas. Get a bunch of these sticks along the way. Could be a wolf right in here. Everybody seems to be out howling at the Aurora.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
So other than that, yeah, that one wolf that was kind of hanging around up here when I was... Oh, there they are. Yeah, they still sound like they're over there. Probably they are running all over town. Now you can see the signal tower that I put together up there. Maybe that one. Ooh, and the moon. Let's center it up a little bit. What if I duck? Yeah, hold on one moment. There, that looked good. Snuck it in. But again, if you're playing in any, you know, if you got the bow, are you that worried about the wolves? If you got a rifle or a pistol, you know, I don't even hear or see them. Which is always the chance. I love watching my favorite, you know, hardcore and low YouTubers. I'm gonna get through this part, and there's probably gonna be wolves, and you know, might have to run up here, and if the wolves are here, I'll have to do this, and they're like, oh, yeah, nobody's home. I don't even see any movement down the road, I guess. Oh. And then you hear that, and you're like, really? Do they sound a little disappointed there aren't any wolves? That seems weird. Oh, 2 buns. Got food for tomorrow. Snatch those up. Yeah, I know. Don't really, junk food. I'm gonna make some pies. I got rabbits, you know. Yep, made it all the way. Hey, all the way back in no Wolfie Boys. But that's the point. You just never know. Fantastic. Looks gorgeous. Great ending shot here, I think. Um, so yeah, I mean, you know, got a lot done today. Milton, in my mind, is basically done. You know, in a 500-day playthrough. Plus, I'm not going to be able to take everything with me. I will definitely be back here at some point to pick some stuff up. And depending on where I'm at, gear-wise, how I'm feeling or whatever, I might climb down in the basin. Might do it just for kicks and giggles. Let's see if there's a moose down there. But, yeah, it'll probably be a good bit. I will probably have visited almost everywhere else before I come back here. So take a good look, soak it in. Good old Milton. A dangerous but fun place to loot. Spend a few days. I don't know that I would ever like do like a main base here. It's kind of convenient back and forth to Hush River. You're still right next to Mystery, so you're still next to everything. So I guess it kind of would. But cross that off, put it in the books. Day 41 going into day 42. And got the first signal tower done. It just leaves Pleasant Valley and Muskeg. And then someday, and again, 500 days, y'all, I'll do it. Back to Forsaken Airfield 2 for the first time. Because that's the thing. I've done everything else. I've never gone back to Forsaken Airfield. To get my final prize, whatever that is in this game. Hopefully it's the Aviator's Cup. We'll see. But in the meantime, like I said, I had big plans for this weekend. I was going to do some weekend broadcasting, which is something that I don't normally do. But unfortunately, plans change. And I probably won't be able to broadcast anything. Maybe Sunday. But I probably won't be back till Monday or Tuesday again. Probably Monday, though, this week. I don't have a lot going on, So, if you happen to catch this, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And I just, once again, want to thank everybody who's been subscribing, following, watching, liking, all the things. Thank you so very much. And if you happen to catch this at a later time or date, thanks for watching. You guys have a great day, and y'all be good to each other. And enjoy this last little bit of beautiful Aurora sky before I run inside and get to save. All right. Be good.